Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Trivia 10. Today we have another newcomer to the Trivia 10. We have Ash Laskey, Ash vs. Movies, co-host of the Love Death Movies podcast, brand new to the Trivia 10. Your co-host of the podcast, which I have been on twice now, so you can find those links in the description if you want to hear me talk about Tenet or Boyhood, two of my favorite movies of all time, chatting with the lovely Ash and Harry over there. So go check those out. Go check out their podcast for sure. But obviously your co-host Harry has done very well here on the Trivia 10. He's going to be back in the playoffs this season. He was the champion of season 2. So you're coming into it. This is your first time on. How are you feeling? What's the energy? What's the vibes like coming into this?
I feel good. I think it's just, if you know it, you know it. And if you don't, you don't. And I'm just bringing that energy. Not going to stress too much about it. I feel like, the movies that I do love and know well, hopefully I'll get the questions right. But yeah, I mean, a lot to live up to having a co-host who's won the whole thing. So I don't think I'll quite go that far, but I'll try my best and I'm just here to have fun.
Yeah, we'll see. At the end of the day, yeah, it's just for fun. I mean, whether it's contestants that actually come on or contestants that decline coming on, like so many people are like, oh, I'm so nervous. Like I'm going to be terrible. It's like, even if you are, like, it's just for fun. It's just a silly YouTube video at the end of the day. But you're in quad 4 right now, which is a very, very hotly contested quadrant right now that you are the 4th contestant of. If you have the worst performance ever, we still won't be able to rule you out of the playoffs. And if you have the best performance ever, you won't be able to punch your ticket either. Like, it's just so neck and neck with everyone's kind of mixed together that we're really gonna have to wait and see for all 6 people to figure out how these averages of the Tuesday and Friday shake out. So a lot left for this final quadrant to figure out how it's actually going to shake out and who's going to make the quad 4 playoffs. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into this thing. So obviously new episodes every Tuesday and Friday. Hit that subscribe button. Let's go into it. First 3 questions are multiple choice. First multiple choice question. In Arrival, 12 spacecraft hover around the Earth. Where is the location of the main spacecraft that we see Amy Adams and Jeremy Renner work in? Is it in Montana, Oregon, Nevada, or Arizona?
Ooh, okay. Trying to remember. All these states are so close to each other. Okay. My mind is wanting to eliminate Arizona and Montana, honestly. I feel like it's one of the other 2. So let's see. I'm going to narrow it down to B and C. I feel like my gut wants to go with Oregon. I'm going to go with Oregon. I feel like that's where my gut's going.
Yep. Guessing Oregon. The correct answer is Montana. So one of the ones you eliminated right out the bat. I think I gave Harry a U.S. geography question as well on his multiple choice. Can't remember what movie it was about, but he got that one wrong as well. So, but yeah, this is just obviously just one that's just like a minor detail. That's like not significant at all to the movie. So no points there. We got 2 more multiple choice left. In Sound of Metal, what is the name of the band that Ruben and Lou perform in? Is it Metal Storm, Black Rain, Backfire, or Blackgammon?
I've only seen this movie one time, and I absolutely loved it. Okay. I feel like I'm just going to have to guess. So I'm just trying to think. Metal Storm feels like something that, like, oh, that seems like the obvious choice, but then I feel like that's not right. So Black Rain, Backfire, Blackgammon. Gosh, that movie is so good, though. I feel like I'm going to go with, man, I'm going to be really pissed if it's A, and I am like, that's too obvious. It can't be that. I don't know why, but I'm going to go with D. I don't think that's right, but that's what I'm feeling.
D, Blackgammon is the correct answer.
Is
5 points. There you go. Feel like your gut was saying to go with the most like obvious one, Metal Storm, but Blackgammon is probably like the most least obvious, where it's like that kind of sticks out. It's like that couldn't be just a made up fake name. It's got to be the actual one. But again, another minor plot detail. The way I make these trivia for people is I go to like your Letterboxd, just sort by your highest average rating and just like randomly open new tabs and stuff. I'm like, okay, I'll pick questions from these movies. And this one, I was like, oh, Sound of Metal is fine. One. What's the name of their band? Should be one that should be something I could know. But this is I've seen this movie twice. And I love this movie. I don't know if I've ever seen or heard Blackgammon used in the movie. I'm sure probably if anything, it's like on the drum kit or a shirt at most. I would feel like I would have remembered hearing a name like that. But regardless, you got it right. 5 points. Final multiple choice question here. In Blue Valentine, what is the name of the motel where Dean and Cindy stay to try and save their marriage? Is it the Moonlight Motel, the Future Room, Blue Crest Inn, or the Swan Lodge?
I really love that movie, but I'll be honest, it's been like 6 years since I've watched it. Let's see. What sounds like it's probably the correct answer? Yeah, these are like one of those things that has minor plot details, and you just have to kind of be paying attention or just like know
Mhm.
that.
Yeah, people when they get multiple choice questions wrong, they get like they beat themselves up, and I'm like, I feel like they're generally even trickier because like when I give people multiple choice to choose from, like that's like my cue to make it like a harder,
Mhm.
minor question. Whereas when it's more open ended, I usually don't go as minor of a detail as this.
Makes
So they're
complete sense.
tricky, even though people think they're easy 5 pointers.
I'm gonna go with C, Blue Crest Inn.
Blue Crest Inn is the guess. The correct answer is the Future Room. The Future
Interesting
Room.
hotel room, or
Yep.
like name for a hotel.
Yeah, exactly. Very much. So the multiple choice section is done. You got 5 points going into the general trivia questions for questions 4 through 8. First up, question number 4. What is the name of the Western TV show that Jake Cahill is a star of at the beginning of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
Oof. Gosh, that is a great question and an absolutely great film. So this is what I'm nervous about is these movies. I'm like, I've seen them so many times, and if I get it wrong, I feel like I'm like dumb. But it's just some of these things you don't like pay attention to or think about.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the name of the Western TV show that Jake Cahill was a star of at the beginning. I can picture like the scene of them going through it. I'm just like blanking so hard on the name.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try to take Harry's advice and just take my time for a second.
Yeah.
Okay. Gosh. I'm just not coming up with anything.
Mm-hmm. It's one of those you're probably gonna know or you don't.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know that sitting on it longer is going to come magically to my brain. Yeah, I got nothing. That's a bummer. Yeah, that makes me sad.
Yep, no harm there. The correct answer was Bounty Law.
Bounty
Bounty
Law.
Law with Jake Cahill is a TV show that he is a star of. I think the
Mhm.
main reason that's locked in my head is because I've done like a first line trivia of it once or twice, and that's like in the first line. So like I think that's the only reason it's glued in my head. Question number 5 now. Let's see if we can build some momentum back. In Pulp Fiction, what is the fictional fast food chain where Jules and Brett get a burger?
That is okay, wait, sorry. I just wanna make sure I understand this question.
Mhm.
Yeah, were they
Like, what's the
get
name of
so
the place?
not the restaurant. The Big Kahuna Burger?
Locking that in?
I'm trying to think. Wait, just make sure. Fast food chain, they get a burger. Yeah, because that's what they eat when they go to the apartment. Yeah, Big Kahuna Burger.
Big Kahuna Burger is correct. You said it so quickly, but like so unsuredly with your tone. So I was like, are you locking that in? You said it right away once you understood the question, but your tone was not confident behind it. But
I
yeah,
just wanted to make sure I wasn't misunderstanding it to mean like the
the name
diner
of the
somehow
diner,
or
right?
something. I was
Yeah.
just double checking.
No, yeah, because there's like the restaurant where like the movie begins and ends. There's also the
Mhm.
diner where they go and dance, and then there's this place.
Yes.
But no, the Big Kahuna Burger. You are correct. Got that one, which your profile picture is from that movie. So you got that one. So you at least if you walk away with one thing today, even if the rest of the quiz goes horribly, you can just be like, hey, I got my profile picture movie, which is
Yeah.
always a big gold medal.
That is my favorite movie of all time. So I would have been very
Yeah,
embarrassed.
yeah. Well, yeah, you got it perfectly. So question 6 now. David Lynch makes a cameo at the end of The Fabelmans to play the role of which director? So who is David Lynch playing in The Fabelmans?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, what is his name? I just watched this too, like around Christmas time. I love this movie.
Me too.
It is it's not Robert Redford. Is it? No. Gosh, I love him in that cameo too. I know it's like all over like The Office too. Like I can't remember if they actually say the name, like who he's gonna meet with, but I know it's like on the posters in his office and man, oh, it's gonna bug me so much. But I know when you say it, if I get it wrong, I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, duh. Trying to think. So this would have been around. I'm just like I'm so not the person who's super versed in like that era of film either. So I feel like I'm just not. I know it's not right. I'm just gonna say Robert Redford. That's the name that came to my mind. I know that's not correct, but
That is not correct. You got like half the last name right. It is John Ford. You got the Red Ford in there, but yeah, John Ford. I think I did a video of this. I think he has the record for most Best Director wins at the Oscars, but I haven't seen a single one of his films, so it's definitely a big blind spot for me personally. But John Ford is who David Lynch is playing. Rest in peace, David Lynch. We have 2 more of the general trivia questions left. Number 7 here. What is the name of the rap group in pop star Never Stop, Never Stopping that Connor for Real ditched for a solo career? See, the other thing that I never know, because I open up people's Letterboxd and see a high rating. It's like, is that a high rating of you watch it once, or is it a high rating of this is my favorite movie ever? I'm gonna watch it like 5 times. Whereas like Pulp Fiction fell in that category, where it's like Sound of Metal and Sounds Like This is like you watched it once, really liked it, haven't thought about it much since.
I think this movie is really hilarious, and I love like a mockumentary band movie. But I have only watched it, I think maybe once or twice, and I feel like it's one of those movies like you don't pay attention to every little detail. It's just so silly, ridiculous. I genuinely have no idea. Connor for Real. God, yeah, this movie is hilarious. The songs are so ridiculous. Rap group that he leaves. Yeah, unfortunately with this one, I don't think thinking about it's gonna like magically come to me either. I really don't know.
Yeah, I've also only seen this movie once. I think I do want to rewatch it, but because I did like it, and it's just a fun, easy watch. But I would not have got this one either. The answer is the Style Boys. The Style Boys is who Connor for Real was a member of before starting a solo career.
Yeah,
tough one. We got one more general trivia question left before we get to the other 2 different style of questions. Question number 8. In Memento, what is the name of the man that Leonard Shelby tries so desperately to remember, even having it tattooed on his hand?
Oh man, we were just talking about this too when you were on our pod, and I do love this movie, but it's been quite a few years since I rewatched it. Let me see here. Name of the man that Leonard Shelby tries to. Gosh, yeah, I know like the character. I'm trying to remember what his name is. Is it? I don't know why my mind's going to like Bob or like a B name. Yeah, it's like when the pressure's on, like even when it's like something like a movie you love, like you don't think about some of these little details that you just you wouldn't think about it until you're asked. I'm probably gonna be kicking myself, but I feel like I'm just gonna go with something that's popping into the brain. I don't know why Bob and Gary are both names that are popping into my head. Let's go with Gary.
It is not Gary. It is Sammy Jenkins. Remember, Sammy Jenkins is what he's trying to remember the whole movie. The guy, who he thinks has a similar experience to him. But now we're going on to these other 2 trivia questions here. We got Letterboxd matching and against the cast. First up, Letterboxd graph match. 3 movies we have today: An American Werewolf in London, The Notebook, and The Place Beyond the Pines. You see the 3 graphs down there of the rating distributions. Which one is which? Match them up for me.
Okay. 2 Gosling films. Not 2 of my favorite films of him, but definitely still solid. I feel like An American Werewolf in London, I would think, has the most high ratings and is less in that middle area. I'm leaning towards B for that one because I feel like that's like a pretty beloved movie. I really like it as well. But yeah, I feel like that one's definitely going to have more of that, possibly like 5-star, 4.5-star ratings. So I'm going to lock in B for number 1. Now, these other 2 are so similar. I'm trying to think. So I feel like The Place Beyond the Pines would probably have just a little bit more high ratings than The Notebook. So I feel like The Notebook's going to have a lot more of like that 3.5 range. So I guess I'll do number 1 is B, number 2 is A, and number 3 is C.
All right. Sorry. I'd say that one more time from
number 1, B, number 2, A, and number 3, C.
Got it. The correct answer is CBA. So none of them actually. You are very much underestimating The Notebook. The writers of The Notebook. Yeah, that 5 stars is crazy for The Notebook. I know it's like a movie. I only watched it for the first time just recently. Wasn't a huge fan of it, but I knew it had like shooters, like people who loved it. I didn't think it would be like that highly, like people love it that near and dear, but The Notebook, what do you know?
I am shocked. I think because I picked B so quickly for 1, that A and C, it was like, I feel like I would have maybe gone with A for number 3 if I was not thinking it so connected to C.
A and C are like so close. So like the graphs are so similar, but yep. So none there. We have a guest to cast here to close us out. So I'm going to reveal one cast member. If you get it right off that one, 20 points. If not, we'll keep on revealing new cast members until we get it. First cast member up, Mark Ruffalo for 20 points. What Mark Ruffalo movie am I thinking of?
Mark Ruffalo, man, he's been in so many things. I'm kind of going against all the like Marvel movies. I really don't think that you'd give me maybe one of those because there's too many he's in. My mind immediately is going to like something like Zodiac or Spotlight or Poor Things. So I just got to figure out which one you might give me. Let's go with Spotlight.
You needed it. You got it. Huge. Spotlight off the first rip. I don't even know. I know in season 1 and 2, we had some notorious people who got it off of one cast member. I don't even know if season 3, even though it's the longest season, I can't remember anyone's that had them. So huge 20 points there. You got it correct. Next would have been Stanley Tucci, then Rachel McAdams, then Michael Keaton. Sounds like you probably would have gotten the second one if you would have guessed wrong there, because Stanley Tucci, I don't think he's really, I don't know, maybe I could see a world where I would think maybe he was in Zodiac if I thought about it hard enough.
Yeah.
But you got 20 points there, which puts you at 35, which means for the Tuesday episodes, you're tied with Kit Laser. Okay. So as I mentioned before you even started, that this pack of quad 4 is so tightly congested that no matter if you get a high score or low score, you won't be able to tell. And you're now tied with Kit, which now makes it like it's even more congested and even more everyone's just bunched up, because then when we get to the Friday episodes, everyone's all over the place too. So really, at this point, it's anyone's game. But I will say that 20 on the guest to cast was massive for you, because it gets you tied up with Kit. So now neck and neck with Kit Laser in the tied for 3rd spot so far in this quad. And we're going to have to wait and see on how Friday goes. So huge high to end it on. But how are you feeling about the overall performance as a whole today?
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed I didn't get more of the question. I feel like I should have gotten Bounty Law. Now that I'm like thinking about it, it's like it's pretty obvious. I should have gotten that. But the other ones I feel like were a little tougher, like some of the multiple choice. So I'm not too hard on myself there, but I am a little bummed I didn't get any of the Letterboxd. I feel like that would have kind of helped me maybe get a bit higher, but I did my best. So I'm feeling okay about it.
Yeah, no, I think this was definitely one of the tougher quizzes. It's like, the thing is like the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood question, the Fablemans question, the pop star question are like niche details, but like people who like rewatch the movies a ton would probably like know that detail, even though it's like such a small detail. So it's like if you only seen it once, it's like you would never remember that. But like people who are like huge fans of it, like you are with Big Kahuna Burger, like that's one that people who've seen Pulp Fiction once probably never getting that one either. But yeah, you just never know some of these movies. If it's like I said earlier, it's like if it's you watch it once and you love it, or if it's like I've watched it 5 times and I love it. So
for sure.
But you got the huge 20, which again I don't know. I've been filming this season for a long time, and I'm not remembering anyone who's gotten off the first cast member. So huge pull there to get the 20 to tie you up here with Kit. But we got work to do still on Friday, because we got the 3 rounds of Real Reveal we're going to be playing, which you watching this can play for yourself at moviereveal.io for yourself to get ready for it. And we'll have to see how Ash does on those 3 rounds and see if she'll be able to raise her score and get into the playoffs, have it somewhere in the middle, and just keep the murky mess going. We're just going to have to wait and see. So tune back in Friday. But thank you, Ash, for joining, newcomer this season, and we'll be back in a couple days.
Thank you.